This woman gladly admitted to torturing a man for 3 days and unaliving him.
You murdered this man.
Yes.
You tortured him.
Of course.
This one is crazy. The interview footage. Oh my god. Hi, I'm Meg. I talk about your crime. Let's get into this case. So good to be back. So today we're talking about a woman called Angela Simpson. She was born in November of 1975 in Phoenix, Arizona. Though there's really not much at all out there about her childhood. She doesn't like to talk about it in interviews. She does, though, hint at a rough childhood, that she was in foster care, and we also know for a fact that she was in and out of mental hospitals from a very young age. She was apparently diagnosed with a few mental disorders at a young age. Not really sure what those were, but based on the interview clips, a lot of people deem her a psychopath. That's not to say that she is diagnosed as one, though. There are also reports that she was diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder, but there's nothing confirmed anywhere, so I'm not gonna say it was confirmed. As a young adult, she was on the streets a lot working. She was an adult worker and hung around some pretty rough crowds. She was in and out of police custody, so really not a good start to life. She also had 4 kids, which she also refuses to talk about in interviews. But yeah, that is everything we know about Angela's life before this big crime. Let's skip to August 5th, 2009, when Angela was only 33 years old. Wednesday, August 5th, 2009, firefighters are called to a parking lot of a church. There is a bin on fire, and they thought this was just some hooligans, some young kids pulling a prank. They were simply not prepared for what they were going to see when they extinguished this fire. Cannot imagine the shock. They put the fire out, and they discover a scene that will forever disturb them all. There was a body of a man, and it was in very, very rough shape. There was injury, there was dismemberment. It was absolutely horrific. Obviously, police are called at that point, and it was clear to the police that whoever did this had a lot of hatred. Like, this was a crime of passion, so they thought. They definitely thought that the crime was personal. Upon further investigation, the man was missing all his teeth, and he had a large nail in his head. All done while he was still alive. We were eventually able to identify the man to be 46-year-old Terry Neely. Terry was disabled and living in an assisted living facility. He was able to walk just a little bit, but he did usually need a wheelchair. So the first thing that police thought was, where's this wheelchair? So they asked the public to keep an eye out in case one ends up popping up somewhere. Terry was described to be a man who really kept to himself, but was a nice guy. Police eventually get a tip that there is a wheelchair that matches the description outside of an apartment building. And lo and behold, they believed that it was in fact Terry's. They enter the apartment building to see if any of the workers have any information on what could have happened to Terry. And they did indeed have information. One of the workers had witnessed the crime. Something was up with Angela's apartment that day, and this guy went to check it out. He works there, and he walks in to find Angela and another man beating on this poor guy. And then Angela essentially told the guy, you tell anyone, you're next. So obviously at this point, police are heading to Angela's apartment, and it's very clear to them upon arrival that the crime definitely happened there. The apartment was basically empty. There was bits of carpet missing. It smelled of bleach. Someone was clearly trying to clean something up. The police had it really easy in this case, because not only did they have that worker who was I literally saw it happen, but Angela was already in custody for another crime. So they didn't have to go and find her because she was already in police custody. And just to make it that little bit easier for the cops, when they did confront her, she literally was like, oh no, yeah, that was me. In fact, she was very happy to tell them all of the details. All the details of what happened. She claimed that Terry was a snitch and that he deserved it. By snitch, she means that he had bragged to her about putting other people in jail. Essentially snitching on people, and he was apparently bragging oh, they're never gonna get out of jail because of me. She didn't even know the people that he put in jail, but she according to her, a snitch is the second worst thing you can be. Police actually found no evidence that he ever worked with the police or helped the police or snitched on anyone. And when she was asked, what if he wasn't a snitch and you unalived the wrong person? This was her response.
Oops, if he wasn't.
Right. She confessed to keeping Terry in her house for 3 days. He couldn't move off the chair he was on for 3 days. I'm going to try not to say anything too bad because I really don't want this video to get taken down. But, let's see. She removed his teeth one by one. That was done with, like, pliers.
Pliers. Kind of rip,
She also took a nail, used a hammer to place that nail, in his head. And she did this all while he was facing a mirror so he could watch it all happening to him. And then she used a knife on him 50 times. All while he was still alive. Which is just absolutely brutal and horrific, especially if he wasn't a snitch. Well, even if he was a snitch, he didn't deserve it. Like, oh my God, if he put bad people in jail, then he put bad people in jail. Terry did not deserve that. Nobody deserves that. Now, a huge reason I did this case was to go over the interview footage with you guys. Her only regrets were apparently that she didn't keep him longer. She wishes she had done 7 days instead of 3. So she shows absolutely no remorse for the crime. She didn't fight her case at all, and she was given life in prison, but she said that she's happy with that result. Though she does believe that she deserved the death penalty. So I'm going to show you a few interview clips that gave me the absolute chills. You won't want to miss watching those. I do think, though, that she puts on a bit of a show for the interviewer and the people watching, which is just that extra level of disturbing because she's describing acts that she literally did with joy. She's talking about it like I would talk about, like, hanging out with my friends. Like, oh yeah, we went to the park and then we did this and then we did that. Like, she's just, like, so casual about it, and it's incredibly sinister. I'll be reacting in a separate video because I'm running out of time. So make sure you go and watch that. I'm going to post both videos at the same time so you won't have to wait. But yeah, this case is something else. I'm so glad that I'm back to making these true crime videos. I've missed you guys so much. I posted a new little vlog type video. I would love for you guys to go and check that out. It is a different kind of video, but if you want to support me, go check it out. Go say hi, because I also just want to start doing my own fun content on the side. I love you all so much. I'll see you in the next video. Let me know what case you want to see next. Bye!